WNEM TV5 Evening Extra is brought to you by the Law Office of Carol Thomas.
Communities racing to come up with ordinances in case a data center comes calling. Proposed data centers have riled up municipalities across the state, with some residents pushing back against these massive facilities that use millions of gallons of water per day. But turning these facilities down is a legal gray area. In Michigan, you can't exclude a land use if there's a demonstrated need for it. And Saline Township in Washtenaw County has already been sued for trying. TV5's James Felton shows us what Kochville Township is trying to do to avoid the same fate.
Our township is just trying to stay proactively in front of this new type of land use that a lot of communities are trying to determine what to do with right now.
Kochville Township Manager Steve King tells us that the Township Planning Commission is considering a data center amendment to the township's zoning ordinance. King says if approved, it would create a simple rule structure for data centers to abide by to be considered for development in Kochville Township.
It would simply split data centers into a small or a large category. And if a large data center were to be considered that met whatever those parameters are, they would be able to be considered to be built in our manufacturing district, which is a smaller area of our township. And if a data center was proposed that fit into the small category, it could also be considered in our manufacturing area, but also in our business district under some terms that are spelled out in that ordinance.
King tells us residents will have their chance to voice their opinions on this at the upcoming Planning Commission meeting on March 9th.
Let people speak their mind on whether they like it or not. And ultimately, we're trying to create a simple framework at the township. And we've never even been approached by a developer, but we're just trying to be proactive and make sure everybody knows what the rules are in advance.
James Felton, WNEM TV5.
The Kochville Township Planning Commission is meeting March 9th at 7 at the Veterans Hall.
And today's been a much quieter day than what we dealt with late last evening. It wasn't the worst amount of snow, but it caused roads to be pretty slippery for a time last night. Thankfully, not a single school closing came into the TV5 viewing newsroom, or I should say early this morning. And so that seems to be good news for the commute earlier today. I don't also think we'll see any problems for the evening drive tonight. It seems like things are also starting to wind down. Expecting flurries to still be possible even going into tomorrow, but do think high pressure will shut most of it down as we head into our Thursday. Visibility wise, occasionally dropping to around 4 or 5 miles in select areas tonight, but doesn't seem like that's happening for the time being over most of mid-Michigan. Take a live look at downtown Saginaw, where we've got clear streets, which is certainly nice to see after last night, and temperatures mostly in the upper teens to low 20s. Thankfully, our wind chills are above zero, but they are pretty chilly, between about 5 and 10 degrees or the low teens. Seems like those will stay in the same territory overnight as our temperatures drop, but the wind will drop off, and so everything sort of balances out as the night goes on. Our winds now right around 10 to 20 miles per hour, should be much lighter overnight. Your next 12 hours shows temperatures will drop off into the teens. We'll take a look at where we're headed the rest of this week, including a day near 50. That's coming up.
These may be just numbers on the spreadsheet to you, but there are past due bills and shutoff notices where I'm from.
Raising the water rates, it's going to hurt communities. It's going to hurt underserved communities. It's going to hurt our children.
Pleas from dozens of people to not raise water rates fell on deaf ears as the Great Lakes Water Authority approves a rate hike just a year after it was already raised. The authority's board of directors says there's good reason behind it. But those attending today's public comment hearing, including people from Flint, pushed back. TV5's Zaino Mayer explains what happened today and the worry many have in Flint.
To see people scoop feces out of their toilets because their water is shut off. To see people with sores and soft tissue disease because their water is shut off. It's not just about having a glass of water to drink. This is a human rights issue.
People pushing back during a hearing held by the Great Lakes Water Authority as the utility considered raising water and sewer rates for the second year in a row.
I understand inflation. I get that. I do. But where's the compassion? especially for Flint.
Despite nearly 3 hours of public comment from residents in Flint and Detroit opposing the change, the board unanimously voting to increase water rates by 5.8% and sewer rates by 4.25%.
I think people confuse sometimes this charge that we're voting on today as being the actual rate that's going to come out in July 1st, and it is not. Each community will decide what that rate is.
Flint entered a 30-year agreement with GLEWA in 2017 for its water source, following the water crisis. This latest hike comes after a 6% increase was put in place in 2025.
That means if we do that in 20 more years, keep it at that pace, it would be 54% at the highest.
The authority's board of directors says the rate increase in their budget will help modernize aging infrastructure that serves nearly half of Michigan's population.
We're sitting here on a board hoping, I think everybody is, that 25, 50 years from now, our children and our grandchildren are not waking up on a January morning in the freezing cold with water in their streets. So while affordability is incredibly important, we have to steward this system, because it is so important, and it's not just important for us now.
But residents say the bill for those improvements is becoming even more unaffordable.
You found a way to manage the system costs with a 4% cap for 10 years, but now you've decided that you can no longer hold to that while not adequately addressing the affordability crisis.
In a statement, Flint Mayor Sheldon Neely said he's frustrated over the board's vote. In part, he said he's deeply disappointed that after the board heard testimony about the affordability crisis facing Flint and communities across the state, that it still chose to approve another significant rate increase. Neely said it's clear to him that those concerns were not given the weight they deserved. The search for a local young man missing in the UP. Straight ahead, the heartbreaking news that broke this afternoon. Heartbreaking news for loved ones of a young man from Corunna. Police in Marquette have called off their search for Trenton Massey. TV5's James Felton has the latest.
Within the past hour, the Marquette police chief told us the search for Massey is suspended indefinitely, pending any further information. The 21-year-old Corunna High School grad was first reported missing on Sunday after his cell phone was turned in to the Marquette Police Department. He was last seen early Sunday morning on video near Northern Michigan University, where he's a student. Investigators believe he was trying to get home, appearing disoriented, and having difficulty walking. Police say that searches were conducted on land, on the ice, from the air, and underwater. Technical search resources included scuba divers, sonar, aerial drones, underwater remote-operated vehicles, canines, hovercraft, airboat, and helicopter near the harbor of Marquette Bay. Massey graduated from Corunna High School in 2022.
The Corunna Public Schools District is planning a candlelight vigil at the high school tomorrow night at 7 in support of Massey's family.
A look downtown Flint early tonight where everything is dry, but it does appear we've still got some snow on radar, and we'll be likely seeing some of that for at least the next couple of hours. That snow not really accumulating all that much for today, but it does seem like it's still out there from time to time. As far as your sky tracker goes, we do have some cloud cover to deal with as well. Certainly has been gray, not as much sun that many would probably want, but I do think we'll have some opportunities in the next couple of days for some of that to eventually move through. As far as your hour-by-hour forecast goes, I think we'll have a chance to clear out at least briefly for tonight, and I think we'll get some occasional sunshine on Thursday. We might not be able to get rid of the cloud cover completely and still think maybe some flurries are possible from time to time, but I think we'll have a chance to be much brighter than what we were today. And even if we do see flurries here and there, we are not expecting it to really accumulate all that much, and it seems like a lot of it will start to wind down even more going into Thursday night and also into early Friday. Clouds will likely move in just briefly Thursday night into Friday. We'll likely see some sun as we start Friday morning, and then southwesterly winds should have a chance to warm us up quite a bit from there, as we expect temperatures to be in the upper 40s to near 50 by Friday afternoon. We are keeping tabs on some snow that could move in for the weekend. Saturday morning, we're still dry, but likely going to see some snow move in towards the evening hours. So if you have Saturday evening plans or Saturday travels, just know that you might run into some of this, especially if you're going from areas like Saginaw off to the south towards Detroit or I-94. Those are areas that will likely have the best chance for snow this weekend. It does extend a little bit north of Saginaw in this depiction right here, but I wouldn't be shocked if there's a sharper cutoff closer to the Saginaw Bay. As far as your forecast goes with temperatures tonight, most of us will be in the teens. Average is right around 20, so we're a little bit below that. Tomorrow, I think we're also a bit below average, but at least getting closer. Average is right around 35 now. We're in the low to mid 30s for tomorrow. Your wind chills will likely be very chilly out the door tomorrow morning, pretty similar to where they are right now. I do think we improve quite a bit through the day, where many of us start feeling like the 20s by the afternoon, before cooling down a little bit more into Friday night. Your temperatures going into next week, likely extending into the 40s by Friday and Saturday. Do think Sunday has the potential to be warmer than that. So we're getting to that time of year where temperature swings are a little bit more common, and we'll likely have some occasional wet weather along the way. But right now it seems like Saturday's the best chance of that, and accumulations of any snow likely around an inch or less. Just a few snow showers on Tuesday before warming up again on Wednesday.
Thank you, Chris. In just a few minutes, Governor Gretchen Whitmer will deliver her final State of the State address. The governor's office says her speech will include her plans for creating jobs, lowering costs, and continuing investment in education. Under Michigan law, this presentation starts the process for creating the annual state budget that takes effect October 1st. Whitmer released her budget proposal earlier this month, totaling more than $88 billion. You can watch the State of the State tonight at 7 on our sister station, the Great Lakes Sports and Entertainment Network. And if you'd like to hear more about the weather, head on over to our digital live stream at 9 tonight. You can join that stream at WNEM.com, on the TV5 YouTube and Facebook pages, our Roku and Fire Stick TV channels, and the TV5 News app. Thanks for joining us for TV5 Evening Extra. Keep up with us as the news breaks online, on our app, or on social media, and we'll see you on TV5 at 11.